Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video I want to talk about Pirate Warrior. Now, this is a deck that I've actually never hit Legend with in Wild, but for this month I did it not once, but twice. Once on Asia, once on the Americas server. And the card that throws this deck over the edge is the Corsair Cache. 2 mana, draw a weapon, give it +1/+1. The only weapon you want to run is Enkar, and your goal is with a 3 mana 3/3 weapon that draws pirates from your deck, you make this weapon as obnoxiously big as possible. If it gets destroyed, that's okay. You got a big board of pirates to push for lethal. The Mulligan guide. So Mulligan, keep in all matchups N'Zoth's First Mate, Sir Finley Murgleton, Sky Raider, Southsea Deckhand, Corsair Cache, and Parachute Brigand. Everything else, don't keep it. Trust me, this has worked for me. If we look at the stats that I've played, this is very shameful to admit. Yes, I played 127 games of Pirate Warrior. This is over three servers. So this is Asia, Europe, and the Americas server. 50-50 for Demon Hunter, 50-50 for Druid. Everything else, okay, 50-50 for Rogue, but everything else positive matchup. So this is a very strong deck, and it's not the easiest deck to play, but once you get the hang of it, it is very, very strong. The reason I say it's not the easiest deck to play is the first 2 to 3 turns are very critical, and it's also very critical to know when is it time to go face and when is it time to board control. And for me, that's always been the most difficult part of this deck, which is one of the reasons I've never hit Legend with it until this month. And so we're going to play a couple games and just get a bit of a feel for how it works. Now, just to show you how little Warrior actually play on Asia, I've only got 50 wins on this account. So 50 wins of Warrior. So it was a very fast climb when it happened, but man, a little bit of a learning curve. So I hit Legend with it on Americas first, and so that's where I had my learning curve. And when I jumped over to Asia, I'd already figured out how to play the deck. Now this list specifically is made by Memnarch, who is one of the best players in the format, and he's got some very good techs in here. One tech that I love, and I noticed that a lot of players started doing this, is to put in Loatheb. There were some players who were replacing Leroy Jenkins with Loatheb. I really like how Memnarch keeps both. A lot of the time, you can Loatheb against a mage, a druid, a warlock, some slower deck, and then you just absolutely destroy them on turn 6, which is great. Something else you need to think about is when do you hit with your weapon? So, in this case, I just always typically hit on 1, but especially because I have the second N'Zoth's First Mate in hand, I'm going to go ahead and whack. So, this is a Miracle Druid, which we are favored against because they don't run the Oaken Summons package. So that's a good thing. We're going to go ahead here and coin out our Sky Barrage, which I love, by the way. The 5 health total, really difficult to deal with. Ooh, Naturalize, nice. I'll take that. Okay, there's our Loatheb. I'm happy with that. And now, I think I'm going to play the Captain most likely, because I want this to be a 2-2. I don't want my opponent to be able to trade. Now here's where we got to be careful. Do we hit? The question here is yes, because we are most likely going to N'Zoth's First Mate into Dread Gossair next turn. So yes, we hit. Because basically what I want to do here is I want to go big board on 4, lower Theb on 5, probably lethal on 6. Okay, so again we hit. This is a very slow build of Druid. I said it was Miracle, but then they played a Melon. So now I'm not really sure. I do like mana though. Okay, it's Malagos. Okay. It's Malagos Druid. Okay, so we got 6 damage. We can actually go lower Theb into charge, aim it all at the dome. Also, notice how I attacked with the South Sea deckhands first before the weapon. It's just a good habit. The number of times when this is like years ago, the number of times where I've hit the weapon and messed up the charge, it's very embarrassing. And there we go. We win the video game. Okay. Top 500 legend. Let's go. So as you can see, that was a perfect example of how Loatheb is such a powerful card in Wild. If you're new to Wild and you don't own Loatheb, just craft it. It's probably one of the best cards in the format. Okay, Paladin this time. It's debatable to keep the cannon here, because one thing about Paladin, I know I said don't keep cannon, but against Paladin, you can coin the cannon and they typically can never clear it. However, we don't have any pirates that are 1 mana, so I'm not going to do it. But sometimes it's a consideration. Ooh. So, coining cannon, you have to think about what decks can remove your cannon easily. And Paladin is basically one of the only decks that cannot deal with a cannon on the coin. It's very rare they can deal with this. Especially considering it's probably a Mech Paladin. Yeah. So now I get 3 cannon shots. There's number 1 hit. There we go. I'm actually gonna Finley here. I don't want the other cannon shot. I want to save it. Now, against a Mech Paladin, we want the Demon Claws. 100%. Against the slower matchups, you want to... Yeah, Holy Light. Against the slower matchups, you want to go for the Life Tap, the Steady Shot. But against the aggro matchups, you want your Demon Claws, you want your Paladin Hero Power, you want your Druid, Mage, things like that. Okay, I get 3 cannon shots here, which is great. Do we attack with anything first? I think so. I think we can do a hit here. So we want to be... Okay, that's unfortunate. That's fine. Let's see what this one hits. Okay, so we want to make sure we take minimal damage to the face and protect our board as much as possible. So what we're going to do here is, let's do this carefully. We don't want to mess this up. So this is a 3-1. I don't mind ramming my face into that. And then we go... My cannon is so valuable that I'm going to actually trade a pirate in here. Because we have to be aware that the Mech Paladin runs rush minions. And if we made our cannon a 2-1 to value trade, it could get rushed down, which is not good. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we get the weapon buff, the free brigand, the hero power into the mech warper for a perfect trade, and then everything to the dome. I still have lethal. Do you have a taunt? Ooh, they have a taunt. Cute. Okay. They don't care. So yeah, Pirate Warrior, really strong, highly recommended. The deck code is in the description below, and if you want to support this channel, you can click the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and until next time, hope to see you again.